Can you identify this one? So if you just hold
Yes,
an
ma'am.
alphabet, write an alphabet and just hold it in front of the mirror, it will look like this.
Like the ambulance written in the car mirror. I like the
Yes.
ambulance.
Very good. This is why in the ambulances, the alphabets are written in a laterally inverted condition, so that when any person in front of the ambulance, he will see the writing, they can see the ambulance properly. This is why it is not written properly on the ambulance. It is written in laterally inverted condition. But still some alphabets are there that will look the same, like W. It will look same. M. It will look same. But R, you can differentiate by R, you can differentiate by P. So
Ma'am, O also. Ma'am, O also. Ma'am, it will
O
be
also will be same. Yes. So this is called lateral inversion. It will just be inverted to the sideways, not to the upward and downward direction. If it is like this, the R becomes like this, that is called lateral inversion. Okay, if the R becomes like this, that is called that is not called lateral inversion. But when the R becomes like this is called lateral inversion. Okay, and in plane mirror we can see the lateral inversion. Okay, now let's see this part. Terms used in reflection of light. So you already know what is reflection of light. Kulsum Khatun, Kulsum, you tell us what is reflection of light. Just to revise this part, because we will read about a topic, the terms that we use for reflection of light. For that, we must know what is reflection of light. So Kulsum, can you tell us what is reflection of light?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then tell what is reflection of light.
Can I say?
Can I tell?
Kulsum, can you tell the answer? Or okay.
Sorry, ma'am.
Then I can. Okay. I can see that Onivo Maji has raised his hand. Okay, Onivo, you tell the answer.
Ma'am, the bouncing back of light from a surface, that is called the reflection of light.
Bouncing back of light rays from a surface. What type of surface?
Ma'am, that
Rito
can be
Broto,
mirror.
you're not, you're okay. So Drito Broto, you are telling me that you want to tell the answer, but your video is not on, so I can't see you. You turn on the video and you tell the answer. Onivo, your answer is correct. So your answer is correct. Now Drito Broto, you tell me.
Ma'am, when the light falls on any smooth surface, ma'am, the reflection that we got in our eyes, ma'am, that is a reflection of light.
So yes, when any light rays falls on any smooth surface like mirrors and it bounces back from the surface, that is called reflection. Now some terms are there that we generally use in case of reflection of light. The terms are incident ray, reflected ray, point of incidence, normal, angle of incidence, and the angle of reflection. So here I'm just zooming in this picture. Here you can see that the light ray that is falling on the, this is the smooth surface. Okay, the light ray that is falling on the smooth surface, it will be called incident ray. Okay, you can see the name is given here. So the light ray that is falling on the surface, that is called incident ray. The point at which it is striking that surface, the point at which the incident ray is falling at the surface, that point is called the point of incidence. Okay, now from this point, that incident ray will be reflected or returned or bounced back. So that is called, so the ray that is reflecting, that is called the reflected ray. So when the ray is falling on the surface, that will be called the incident ray. The point at which the incident ray will fall on the surface, that point will be called the point of incidence. And from the point of incidence, when the light ray will be reflected, that ray will be called the reflected ray. Now, through this point of incidence, if we draw an imaginary line, through the point of incidence, if we draw a straight imaginary line, that will be called normal. And this term is
Ma'am,
very,
perpendicular
very
to that M.
to that M or mirror. Here M means mirror, M dash. That is indicating the mirror on which the reflection is taking place. But this term normal will be used many times later, because normal is not only important for reflection, it is also very, very important for refraction. You will learn it later. Okay, so always keep in mind that the imaginary line through the axis or through the point of incidence on the surface, that is called normal. Now the angle that is formed between the normal and the incident ray, that is called angle of incidence. And the angle that is formed between the normal and the reflected ray, that is called angle of reflection. Okay, so these are the terms. And now let me tell you one thing. This picture is very, very important. So practice this one. The terms used in reflection of light, it will not come like this. The terms will be given in the exam. Suppose draw and describe the following terms. The question can be like this: draw and describe the following terms. So there the terms will be given: incident ray, reflected ray, normal, angle of incidence. Okay, so this whole picture you will have to draw, and do not forget to mention these points like P. And here for this point no marking is given, so you can point it as 0 or O. Okay, so each and every point should be marked: M, M dash, R, and N. So what will be the angle of incidence here? Angle of incidence.
Ma'am, I think that is ma'am angle.
Angle I.
Angle I, yes. Here you can see that
Angle
though
I. Angle
in
I.
this picture, this point of incidence is not marked, but later you can see that PQN is angle I. So P is here, N is here. This is the angle I. So this one should be marked as Q. Okay. So mark it in your book. It is not marked there. When you will have to describe this picture, you will have to describe this drawing. So you can see that in your book it is written angle PQN is the angle of incidence, angle I. That means no Q is marked here. What is the Q? This point of incidence, this one should be marked as Q. Mark it with a pencil on your book. Okay. So PQN. So just avoid writing angle PQN. How you can write it? You can write it angle. The sign of angle is this, right? You have learned it before?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Angle PQN is equals to I is equals to, then you write angle of incidence. Okay. Similarly, NQR or RQN. Angle RQN is equals to R is equals to angle of reflection. Okay. So these are the two lines. If you write these two lines and draw this picture, you will get the full mark. Okay. Okay. So now go to the next page. Here you will see two terms: real image and virtual image. What are real images and what are virtual images? A real image is formed by the actual intersection of light, and it can be formed on a screen. The pictures projected on the screen, in a camera, in a cinema hall, they are the real images. We can see rays of light coming out from the projector and falling on the screen. But the image in a mirror is a virtual image. The image in a mirror or in a plane mirror is seen inside the mirror. The image is not received on a screen. Okay, it will be easier for you to understand. Suppose you have a projector. Okay, in your school you have seen in smart board. The projector is there in front of the board. Now the light is coming out from the projector, right? And then it is falling on that whiteboard, or suppose it will also work in the on the wall. Okay, a wall or board. Can image be formed behind the wall or behind the board?
No, ma'am, no,
Is it
ma'am,
possible?
because
No.
because the
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
and because the wall is an opaque object.
Yes, because it is an opaque object and image will never be formed behind the wall. Okay, then the image would not be visible to us if it would be formed there. So these images that you see the cinema in the cinema hall or on the laptop screen, on the computer screen, on the mobile screen. So these are all which type of image? These all images are what are these images? I have just told you it can be formed on a screen. On a screen, what type of image is formed? That is called
Ma'am,
real
real
image.
image.
Real image. And virtual image means the image that is formed behind the mirror. So in case of a plane mirror, virtual images are formed. Why? Because the image, and as the image is been formed behind the mirror, this is why you cannot touch the mirror. You can touch the mirror, but you cannot touch the image, right? You cannot touch
Yes,
the
ma'am.
image. Can we touch the image? No, because it is formed behind the mirror. Okay. Now some spherical or curved mirrors are given here. Two different, you can see two different types of mirrors are given here, though there are mainly three types of mirrors. Okay. Here in this part, they have discussed about two different types of mirrors, concave mirrors and convex mirrors. But basically, there are three different types of mirrors. Can you tell me the name? You have already learned it in this chapter.
Ma'am, plane mirror, concave mirror, and convex mirror.
So three basic types of mirrors are plane mirror, concave mirror, and convex mirror. The image that is formed in plane mirror, it is exactly same as the object. Object means what you are placing in front of the mirror. This object can be anything. This object can be a pen, pencil, you yourself if you stand in front of the mirror. So whatever object you are placing in front of the mirror, the plane mirror will show you exactly the replica of that mirror, of that object, but it will be laterally inverted. Okay. In case of concave mirror means here you can see, okay, I'm opening that whiteboard for a while. So the plane mirror is just like this. So here you, whatever image will be there, you will place in front of the mirror. You can see it exactly in its own form, in its own size and shape. There will be nothing changed. So in case of plane mirror, the concave mirror means the mirror is engraved to the inward side. So suppose this is the form of the mirror and you will place, this is the axis, you will place the object here. Suppose it's a tree. It's easy to draw. So suppose this is the object. So the object will be faced to the engraved side of the mirror and the mirror will be engraved to the inward direction. So this is the outward side of the mirror and the object will be placed to the inward side of the mirror. So if the mirror is engraved to the inward side, that is called concave mirror. I'm writing as CC, okay, in short form, concave. And what is convex mirror? When the mirror is engraved to the outward side. So the same thing, but if the mirror is like this, and this is the back side, and this is the axis, and the object will be here. So if the side of the mirror facing the object is engraved to the outward direction, that will be called a convex mirror. Okay. And if the side of the mirror that will face the object, it is engraved to the inward direction, that is called the concave mirror. And in a plane mirror, you know, that is not engraved. Plane mirror is a simple and smooth surface that will show exactly the image, the shape and size of the image. Now, in case of concave mirrors, what you will see? Suppose this is a mirror, and you have placed a toy tree. This is a toy tree, okay, not real tree. Very small toy tree. You have placed in front of the concave mirror. What you will see? You will see it will look bigger in the concave mirror. Okay, so you must have seen in magnifying glasses also, whatever you see, it becomes bigger, it becomes zoomed in. So in concave mirror, whatever you will place in front of the engraved side of the mirror, so that will become bigger by their size. It will look bigger. Similarly, in case of convex mirror, whatever object you will place in front of it, it will look narrower, it will look smaller. But convex mirrors have a wide range. Okay, it can cover, it can show you the whole area around this tree. So here you can see, in case of concave mirrors, you will see only the tree has been zoomed in. You will see the tree has become more large, but you will not be able to see things that are around the tree. But in case of convex mirrors, you will see that the trees, that the object that you have placed, it is actually very small, but the convex mirror will also show you all the things around the tree. Is it clear up to this?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear?
Yes,
or there is
ma'am.
any doubt? If there is any doubt, you can
Yes,
tell me.
ma'am.
This is the basic knowledge of the convex and concave mirror. How the images are formed and how the light rays will fall on them, the focal length, the focus. There are far more details. But if you don't understand this basic concept, then you will not understand those details also. So make sure that you understand the basic concept. So plane mirror, it will show you the exact image as the object that you will place. The object, suppose you are just standing in front of a plane mirror. It will show you exactly how you look, your size, shape, everything will be exactly as you have. But if you are standing in front of a concave mirror, then what will happen? It will look, the size will look bigger. You will look bigger, right? Simply this hand.
Yes, ma'am.
This hand will look bigger. So it will zoom in. Similarly, so as it will zoom in the on the concave mirror, you can only see your hand. And sometimes, suppose you are just placing your hand like this, you can only see this portion. Other portions also you will not be able to see. But in case of concave mirror, convex mirror, what happens? The real object becomes smaller. And as the real object becomes smaller, the surrounding objects, the surrounding things of the object, around the object, they become visible to. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's see what is written in the next part. All the mirrors are not straight like plane mirrors. Even the polished and smooth curved surface can act as mirrors. Such mirrors are called curved mirrors or spherical mirrors. So plane mirrors and curved mirrors. Curved mirrors are of two types, convex mirrors and concave mirrors. A spherical surface can be thought of as a part of hollow sphere. The reflecting surface of the spherical mirror can be either the outside or inside of the curved surface. So here you can see in this picture. So the concave mirror, this is the concave mirror, as I have told you. This side here, there will be the coating, and where you will have to place the object, you will have to place the object in front of this side, that is in front of this side, that is engraved to the inward direction, that is curved to the inward direction. Okay, So this type of mirror will be called concave mirror. And where you will place the object, the mirror that are curved to the outward direction. So these lines indicate that you cannot place the object here. This side is completely protected by silver coating. So you will have to place the object here. So the side or surface of the mirror facing the object, if it is engraved or curved to the outward direction, then it will be called the convex mirror. Okay, always draw the image and then you try to understand, and so that there should be no confusion in your mind that what is convex and which one is concave. So tomorrow we will I will tell you about the focus, focal length, principal focus, and the pole, what is called pole. So for that we need to maintain the line and the light rays that will fall on it. So I will tell you all these things tomorrow. For today, the class time is over. Now up to this about real image, virtual image, reflection, concave and convex mirror. You just read up to this and make sure that there is no doubt. If there is no doubt, you can ask me.